Real Wargamer here with By the Edge of the Sword series. This is the Dauphin and the Sword, looking at the 16 July 1465 battle between an army under Louis XI and an army under Charles of Charolais, I think. Anyways, charges. A charge is a special kind of melee carried out by mounted units of the type CH and HA. This series uses, which I like actually, uses just a simple two-letter code for unit types, but unfortunately for me, the letter codes are based on the original French, but CH is for knights and HA is for men-at-arms, provided they are in command and are not routed. So important for a charge, you have to be in command. And a clarification, knights and men-at-arms that are dismounted or on foot can't charge, and nor can CL, which is light cavalry, or mounted AB, which is crossbowmen, or mounted AR, which is archers. The charging unit must move at least one hex, and it can't expend more than 4 movement points. The target of the charge is designated during phase D1 movement. To indicate this, charge markers are placed on the charging unit and the unit being charged. If a cavalry unit is already in contact with the enemy, then it can't charge but can still initiate a normal melee. If a unit passes through a friendly unit during its charge movement, the friendly unit is immediately routed. A unit must charge in a straight line, so no turning charges. There must already be an enemy unit directly ahead of its central front hex at the start of its movement. That is, it cannot change its facing before charging. Not even before charging. So it's straight in a literal sense, or in a complete sense. Okay. And the target of its charge must be in its central front hex when the charge is resolved. When charging, a unit is not required, unlike other friendly units, to attack enemy units located in its other front hexes. Charges are resolved individually, and no other attacking unit can participate in the same combat with a charging unit unless it is also charging that same defender. Charges provide a special die roll modifier in melee, which is what? It is +3 for charge into a front hex. +5 for multiple charges into at least 2 hexes, of which at least one is a rear hex. Okay. Alright, and finally, a cavalry unit that doesn't charge can still initiate a melee normally, but without benefiting from a modifier linked to charging. Okay, so it's the start of the second turn, 16 July 1465. Start of the turn, phase A is command check. Now, no one in Charles... No, that's not true. Charles moved forward 1 hex with his banner, but that's it. Otherwise, nobody else moved, so I presume everybody else is still in command, and I won't bother checking them. On Louis XI's side, this banner moved forward, but here's the commander. His command radius is 4, so his command is still easily together. Louis moved forward. He has a command radius of 5, so his banner is clearly all together. This commander's banner is clearly together. He has a command radius of 3, so that's the command check. See, artillery and archer fire. So we're moving on to phase B, artillery and archer fire. If either player has archer or artillery units, he can choose to have them fire in this phase without moving them, if and only if they are not adjacent to enemy units. So if present, they can fire in the following order. The attacking player executes his... Oh, I think attacking and defending player are set by the scenario. I should have reviewed that early on. So I'm looking at the scenario rules, and oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they're listed with the orders of battle. So Louis the 11th is attacking. Charles of Charolais is defending. Okay, so that's what we mean by attacking. The attacking player executes his artillery fire and immediately applies the results. So range. So obviously we have an artillery unit there, and we have an archer unit there. And here we have the same. So archers range of 3 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So out of bow range, which is what I would expect. However, the artillery has a range of 5 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so alright, so it's just this one artillery. I'll keep it, it's 10-sided. No, 0 is low. Alright, so clearly no hit there. Alright, after having rolled, it's, let's see, it has a -1 because its strength is, less than 4, so that's a -1. Target is in the clear. What's -1? Oh, right, yeah, -1 does make it harder, but I thought there was a +1. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so maybe... Well, they're up 1 level. They are, yeah, I'll call that up 1 level. P-E-B. Okay, maybe... Okay, maybe they weren't able to fire. Yeah, that was alright. Wasn't that interested in firing at all anyways. Initiative and leader. So now this is where I was just trying to remind myself of the procedure. Where's the procedure? Where's the procedure? Let's take turn. Where is... There it is. Each player, yeah, it is roll 2 dice and add the bonus of the army commander. All right, so 5 plus Charles 3 for 8. Louis has 6 plus his 2 is 8. All right, what do we do with a tie? Okay, neither player has the initiative. The leaders of the 2 armies are activated normally, alternating activations in ascending order of their command ratings. Okay. Hope I did that right. All right, so we have a... All right, go over these command ratings again. 3, 2, 1. Okay, there is a 1 and 1. All right, so Louis has 2 1s. Charles has 2 1. He has 1 1 4 2 3 3. Okay, so so each side has a 1. So I think we go to the lower. Normally, both sides have the same command rating. Actually, yeah. Yeah, the army commander with the smaller or lower bonus. Okay, so Louis goes first. He has one of 2 1s to choose from. So I think it's going to be Louis 1, or one of his 1s, then to Charles 1, then back to Louis' second 1. Make sure I didn't miss. 4 2 3 3 1. Yeah, okay. All right. So oh, here we go. All right. I wanted this. So we have some charges here. So it'll be all right. So how do I do this? Players proceed to activate their leaders alternately. D1 movement of leader and his command units within limits of movement allowance. So they're going to charge. So it should be a 1 2. Charge. Okay, so I guess like that. Charge and 1 2. And then 1 2 3 4 and 5, but I guess that's your normal melee. Do I mark them melee? I don't know yet. And then 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3. All right, so D1, that's all the movement. I marked my charges. Ranged fire by units of the active player. Which I assume that's of the active units. Declaration of melee is against adjacent enemy units. So, because I guess melee is never mandatory. So melee. I'm assuming there are a bunch of melee counters. So I assume. Assume that's like that. Okay. So that's D3, declaration of melees. D4, resolution of melees in the order desired by the active player. That's Louis' side. Resolve each melee. But we have to do charges first. That's the only exception. Resolve each melee in the following sequence. Oh, I was wondering when the defensive fire comes in. Okay. Defensive. Okay. So for each melee in the following sequence. So we're going to have defensive fire, offensive fire, melee, and then we apply these immediately. So there's a more detailed sequence. Still surprised these aren't on the player aid card. See, there could be a reaction charge. Melees. Melees and jump melee is never obligatory. Melee can occur where opposing units are in contact. We know that. They're all in command. Unit can be attacked by melee only once during the activation of an enemy leader. But pursuits are not subject to this restriction. Note, if it defends itself successfully, a routed unit could conceivably capture an enemy leader. Charges. We talked about charges earlier. There was a straight line, target to the front center hex. Charges are resolved individually. Reaction charges. So there are reaction charges. Whether it is in command or not, an unrouted cavalry unit of type CH or HA that is the target of a charge, even during a long dispersion, can attempt a reaction charge just before the charge is resolved. That's now, phase D4. The reaction charge is allowed only if the unit is being charged through one of its 3 front hexes. That's true. So that's this one right here. So here we have a charge against archery unit. That's one case. Here we have a charge against... oh, no, that's the wrong type. Oh. This is the defender. Oh. That is mounted crossbow. I'm looking at the actual picture. Yes, AB is the right code, but I was wondering if it was a typo. It is not. This is a mounted crossbowman. Okay, so I thought there was going to be a counter charge. Or a reaction charge. Sorry, that's what they call it. Use the right terminology. Okay, darn. Well, the procedure is generally you roll a d10. You want to score less than or equal to the quality of the unit. Then the reaction charge succeeds. Okay. And that means all the die roll modifiers for the charging unit are disregarded. So they lose all their bonuses, I guess you could say. Okay. All right. Determination of melees. During each leader's activation phase, that's now, this is this banner. The active player, after movement, determination of targets by any charges and ranged fire. We didn't have any for Louis' side. Decides on the melees which he wishes to initiate. The active player is called the attacker, the inactive player the defender. An attacking unit can only initiate a melee through one or more of its 3 front hexes. If it chooses to initiate a melee, it must attack all enemy units except... oh. No, actually, to clarify this, attacking... That's not true for the charges, but over here we have a normal melee. Oh, this has been way out of range here. Picture. Yeah, so the charges are just straight ahead, but the melee over here, I guess my unit there, yep, there's nothing blocking that unit from having to melee that unit as well. So if he chooses to initiate a melee, it must attack all enemy units situated in its front hexes with the exception of those already being attacked by other friendly units in the same phase D activation. So, I don't know. I guess I put it on here. Alright. Well, it would be on there, but we know what's going to happen here. Several units can attack a single enemy unit, and conversely, one unit can attack several enemy units. Okay, so there's always the multiple units on either side. Several units can attack a single enemy, and one unit can attack several enemy units or defenders. The attacker must declare all melees before resolving them. He places a melee... Here we go. I love the specificity that you get in such a game that doesn't actually have extreme level of detail. He places a melee marker on each enemy unit that he must attack in the current activation, except for those that already have a charge marker. Okay, well, there we go. Melee. Melee. Where's the, there we are. Oh, there is a mounted. There's a mounted and a dismounted melee. Wait. Oh no, I take that back. Now. Never mind. I was seeing things. Okay. There we go. Once declared, each melee must be resolved. Melee can't be cancelled because of the results of other melees during the same phase deactivation. There is an exception. I won't go over that now. It is permissible for the attacker to modify the allocation of units participating in melees, but not charges at any time, on condition that all the Okay, so that's why I'm putting a melee marker on each defender, because I could actually change up the distribution of attackers as long as all the defenders marked with a melee marker are attacked in the current phase deactivation. Okay, I like that. Sequence of steps in a melee. Each melee is resolved and its results applied in the order desired by the attacker, but must be resolved. Must resolve all charges first. So I will do. I'm going to do the center one here first. Resolve this charge right here. I'll pull this off, but my mounted men-at-arms there are charging the archers there. Specify attacking defending units. I just did. Each defending unit with a fire capability. Oh, they do get defensive fire, I guess. So I wonder. Well, I guess they do. They're fatigued archers. Each defending unit with fire capability executes defensive fire against one unit attacking it. Now I wonder if there's any. I don't know that there's any exception for charges, but I will not assume there are any. I'm not going to assume there are any, so let's give the defending archers a defensive fire attack here. 9. Is high good or bad? High is... High is... No, I can't even tell. Oh, no. High is good. High is always good for firing because the target is hit on a roll of d10 greater than or equal to the number indicated, plus or minus modifiers. Okay, so 9 is very good. So he is an archer at, I guess that's 1 hex range. Now modifiers. Is it a weak? Oh no, it has a strength of 4 actually. So it's call it a medium strength. Yeah, so no modifier for strength. Target is not dismounted CH or dismounted HA. It's mounted HA, mounted men-at-arms. It's not moved in the current activation. How would you know that if the firing unit has moved in the current activation? That's something to pay attention to. Firing unit is mounted. Firing unit is discouraged. No. So none of these apply, but it's fine. The second number is the minimum die roll required to route it. Wow. They succeeded in routing the chargers? Huh. I'm gonna have to check on that. That sounds awfully powerful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this for now. I hope I didn't miss something. But I guess I'm assuming that the arrows hit the chargers long before they got close to the target unit, maybe. So what I'm going to do is the chargers are routed. So I go like that, and they move 2 hexes straight back. That's their charge marker. They pass through a friendly unit. The friendly unit being passed through quality, so it's a quality test. So I wanted low. So it rolled a 1, which is great. Its quality is 5, so it's okay. Unit being passed through makes its route move after the unit that caused it. Okay. So he's good. Wow. Well, those were extreme die rolls. I mean, 9 for the archers doing defensive fire, and 1 for the Louis XI's unit passed through.